I say that camera makes a good cop a great cop and makes a bad cop follow the rules.
Welcome to Scrapple TV.
Good evening. You're watching Philly Disclosure. I'm Kenneth Lipp.
And I'm Dustin Slaughter.
We're here tonight with Chief Thomas Nestel III. He's the head of the SEPTA Transit Police. Thanks for being with us, Chief.
My pleasure.
Thanks, Chief.
So can you just start off by telling us just a little bit about what the Transit Police is as distinct from just the regular police department and some about your background?
Sure. In the early 80s, the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transportation Authority was suffering from a wave of violent crime. And the answer to solving that problem was bolstering what Philadelphia was already deploying in the subways and creating a transit police department. So SEPTA got authorization from the state to have certified police officers, just like municipal police officers, but assigned to the transit system. And in 1981, they became a state certified police department focused on transit safety.
We would like to talk to you about the body camera program.
It's like a webcam. It's tiny.
It is. Yeah.
You know, what prompted you to launch this program, and you know, how was it implemented?
Yeah. I don't think that there's any secret that the police have come under more intense scrutiny throughout the country, and this is pre-Ferguson. I mean, we're talking about just as time has gone on, the legitimacy of the police and the trust of the police has started to decline. So I felt that the possibility of body cameras might help bolster what was being lost. I think that the police have worked really hard since the 60s and 70s in developing strong community relationships. As of this week, we had narrowed it down pretty close to one, but then another company has just contacted us, which has a product that is very similar to the one that we had narrowed down to. So we may be taking a look at that company too before we actually buy 10 cameras. SEPTA has authorized the purchase of 10 cameras to run a pilot program.
Have you received any anecdotes just from the officers' reactions about using them that you'd like to share?
Yeah, it's really interesting. One of the officers grabbed me the other day. He had gone off duty, and as he was riding on the L home, there was a guy causing a disturbance with a bottle, and he was throwing the bottle and just acting like an idiot. So the now off-duty officer approached himself, showed his badge, told him to step off at 8th Street because we had other officers there. He had already called on his radio. He knew that there were other officers. And as he went to approach the guy to identify himself as a police officer, he said he reached up to touch the camera and realized that he was off and the camera wasn't with him. And he said he suddenly felt naked, which is really interesting. I find that actually a really positive result. Yeah. That he felt like he was missing an important piece of equipment, you know, and that's good. That's really good.
Give us a hint about what kind of model is going to end up on the streets, do you think?
I think it's going to be this one. This is a Digital Ally. It's the smallest profile camera. There are some bigger cameras that function as well, but we're concerned about the size of it, and anytime there's a struggle, we don't want to have equipment flying across a platform, you know, and being picked up. This is actually still tethered because it hooks to a piece which is the battery and the recording section. So even if there was a fight and the camera got pulled off, it would end up hanging and not be skipping across the platform.
Which agencies beyond SEPTA are going to have access to these videos?
Pennsylvania has an exemption to the wiretap rule that permits police to have in-car camera with audio recording capability. That legislation requires the video and audio to be stored for a minimum of 31 days and a maximum of 90. And there are exceptions: training, investigations, arrests, use of force, potential civil suits. There are a series of exceptions to the 90-day rule. When the videos are stored, they have to be stored in a secure manner so that there is limited access. We know when somebody has watched a video, and in order to watch the video, you're going to have to use a password or a identifier of some type to get into that video. So nobody's going to be, looking at these videos for fun and then copying them and then releasing them like some of the CCTV programs around the country. There have been slip-ups where videos are released that shouldn't be released. We want to have a tight hold on it, and we want to use it for criminal justice purposes, and of course for civil liability reasons.
So would they be stored at SEPTA headquarters, or would they be stored at the Delaware Valley Intelligence Center?
Right now, our plan is to have a dedicated server just for body camera videos, and that would be at Transit Police Headquarters.
And I remember I'd asked you then what the greatest threat to public safety in Philadelphia was, certainly as concerns the transit system. And you said the good news is it's not terrorism.
That's true, yeah.
So you want to follow that with, tell us again what it is, if not terrorism.
I'm happy to say that it's not violent crime. We have a very low rate of violent crime for the number of people that we transport on the system, and that's a good thing. But there's disorder. There's drinking, there's smoking, there's panhandling and harassment of riders and the beloved fare evasion. Those are the issues that we focus on. We have had great success in reducing that kind of behavior and sort of changing the culture that existed on the system.
The Broad Street line would be running 24/7 again. My significant other had told me that the reason that it stopped because it wasn't safe. They couldn't keep it safe for people to ride 24/7. Now that could just be her perception too. So I'm wondering, was that decision a product of feeling more confident about being able to secure the subway?
Oh, definitely. I think that there's much more confidence in the ability of the transit police and the Philadelphia police to make the transit system safer in Philadelphia. I think that crime is different in Philadelphia now. It is a safer city than it was in 1991. I think that the nightlife in Center City is much different than it was in 1991. So the folks that would be using the system are different. They're folks that are looking to go downtown and to socialize and to spend money and to make it home safely. And I think that we've been able to provide that, and I think that we'll be able to provide that in the future.
So, new marijuana ordinance goes into effect on the 20th. Will the SEPTA police be operating as the Philadelphia police as far as enforcing small amounts of marijuana possession?
We will be operating in a similar fashion.
Okay.
The difference will be that we're not going to seize and test the marijuana. We're going to destroy it on the scene. Okay. We have cameras. And the concern is, where is that marijuana going if you don't seize it and test it? Well, we're not prosecuting somebody for the marijuana offense, so testing it is not necessary. We're going to dump the marijuana out, and we're going to cite the person and move on.
Does the Fusion Center demonstrably enhance your ability to police the transit system?
Yes.
Yes. And is there some examples of how it does so?
Through the analytical section. We have 5 analysts that are assigned to the DIVIC, and I have a detective that's there full-time assigned to the DIVIC. They do a lot of crime analysis for us, evaluation of current trends, both nationally and internationally regarding transit. They are definitely a huge tool for us in deployment and planning strategies. We have some great analytical work done by the DIVIC on specific people who are 30 and 40 repeat offenders.
Fare evaders.
Yeah, and interspersed in those fare evasions are robberies, assaults. They're not getting on to go visit grandma. They're getting on to commit crime. And if we can have our officers know who those people are, and when they see them, pay attention to those folks, then we can have a positive effect on crime.
By and large, is the overall trend that most fare evaders are criminals, or are most fare evaders just trying to get over the turnstile and you've found a few that are?
No, there's a significant number of fare evaders who have pretty robust criminal histories.
You identify someone who is a repeat offender. Do you have either an analytic modality or a kind of software where you're tracking them throughout the CCTV system?
No. What we're counting on is an officer recognizing a person that we've had repeat offenses throughout the system and saying, oh, you know, this guy is known by District 6. Let me key in and pay attention to him and make sure that he knows I'm watching. You don't have to do anything. He knows I'm watching, and now all of a sudden he's going to get off the system.
Do you have anything else?
No, I want to see what the disclosure is. So you go.
So part of like what we like to do with the show at the end is we like to ask a guest if there's anything that they want to disclose that hasn't been that isn't publicly known. So is there anything that you would like to disclose right here, Chief Nestel?
Can be any subject. Doesn't have to be from the office. Could be.
Wow.
Ladies' underwear.
Disclosure. Yeah. Wow. Well, I think I may have given this away in an interview, but maybe nobody read it. But this may be hard to believe, but I really like to eat. I am a fond believer in food, and often excess in food, and damn it, I'm proud of it.
All right.
Okay. Thanks so much, Chief. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
My pleasure.
This has been Philly Disclosure. We've been talking with Chief Thomas Nestel III of the Southeastern Pennsylvania Transit Authority Police Department. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kenneth Lipp.
And I'm Dustin Slaughter. Have a good
Deuces.
night.